welcome to Detox Your Mind. I'm Detox. We got Ray and Cage in here.
Oh man, get my government names out.
Oh, my bad, bro.
It's your boy Clever. Don't worry about what he trying to pronounce with his name.
Yeah, my bad.
Maybe I should go by my stage name.
Exactly.
You know what?
Exactly.
Listen.
The boy got warrants.
Listen, listen,
You know he did.
listen. It's your boy.
Marquez.
Nah, it's your boy. I am Samson.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, keep it the Instagram name. That's the way to put
In
it.
Mississippi, Marquez.
So before the camera started rolling, we was talking about fascism and Breonna Taylor.
Oh my God.
I guess
Two different topics.
Two
They
different
didn't
topics.
fuse,
Two different topics.
Right before that, Rice Krispie treats. We get it in.
but we left off on
The
the
Breonna Taylor.
and
part.
the lack of effort.
Go ahead.
The
Hop on the soapbox.
it was the lack of effort on all.
I'm never on the soapbox. I am for police reform.
Okay, cool.
I am for. I wish whoever coined the term defund the police would have came up with.
That was the
something.
dumbest
I wish
way
they
to
came
say
up with
it.
Something smarter. Like I feel like there's.
But that's
one
what they do
faction-
though.
As one faction of politics, one side really knows how to coin a term. The other side sucks at it. You know what I mean?
This is true.
And I wish they would, because defunding the police just sounds like taking money away from the
It
police.
sounds too
And
left.
trying to take that, you know what I mean? Trying to take this away and not having police, it's stupid. We're trying to reallocate funds so that police officers can do, what their jobs are, as civil servants, and not have to carry such a crazy load, which puts them in these crazy situations, and make it better for them. I want to pay police more money, right? And require them to get more education, right?
I mean, they do put their lives on the line.
You can be a police officer with a GED right now.
This
That's not knocking GEDs, but I'm saying if you're out here on the street, you're making decisions, you're doing all this calculating at once. I feel like a little bit more education, more training would certainly be helpful. And having somebody from social services, having somebody from a psychiatric union, just having other things so that police aren't trying to manage all of this at once would make it better for everybody. That's just how.
I agree with you. I actually think the police need more money.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think.
Not me.
Yeah,
I
I
got
think-
that
I think-
shit.
As you said, adding the different, I guess, different departments, like you
Right.
said, mental health,
Right.
also giving them money, and also, I agree with paying the police more money, but I also think, as you said, they need better training, because what I can't understand, right,
Yeah.
is why is it that you could send people to war,
Yeah.
and they can literally be being fired upon, or somebody walking towards them with a bomb strapped to them,
Yeah.
or with guns, and they cannot fire unless they're given the directive to do so, or unless the other person fires first.
That's not necessarily true. I don't think that's necessarily true though.
Well,
I
that's
think-
what I've been told by
Okay.
people in the
Yeah,
military.
you're
that-
talking about what do they call it? How do they call it?
Cause I know during the war on terror, whatever that was, I know that like they didn't take those type of precautions because
But they got in trouble.
again I'm just speaking to the fact they didn't do that.
But those who
Those
did,
kind of they
got
were
in
crimes.
trouble.
Yeah,
those are war crimes.
war crimes, right?
Those are certainly war crimes. We just want these people to be held accountable. And I think
Or nobody was in Breonna Taylor's case.
again, I'm about to be again.
Man, listen. All I'm saying,
I'm about to say some stuff.
Listen,
I'm
bro.
not gonna lie.
there was nobody held accountable for what happened to her.
But I told you that's a separate issue. I'm
No,
with you on it.
I
I'm with
feel
you
like
on
what they
accountability.
did was they set these pieces in motion because they knew they couldn't win this. They knew they couldn't win this, so they paid it off, leaked them money.
In the court of public opinion, they could not win. In actual court, they would have won.
I think they would have got manslaughter too, for sure. I'm telling you.
Nah.
It wasn't. And it was I don't like how I am Samson has me over here defending goddamn police. If you know me out there, you know how I feel about the goddamn police. But I'm telling you,
I don't think all cops are bad, so I don't want to even paint the picture that those cops went in with the idea of killing Breonna Taylor. But what I'm saying is though, listen. Okay, let's say I do agree with you. Like they weren't gonna get them cops. That's fine. I don't think the money that was provided to the family is the answer.
No, we
I
agree.
honestly don't think
We agree.
that allowing that specific police department
Mhm.
to continue as is, I think that's the problem. There's no repercussions. I'm not saying get these cops,
There's no
even though I
repercussions,
feel like, man,
But now you slipping into the accountability side, which me and you see eye to eye on for sure.
okay.
Like we see eye to eye on the accountability part. See this. So in order for this to
Well,
work,
arrest them
right?
cops still,
And there was gonna be and look real quick. Fuck all them cops, right? Especially those cops, right? Dickheads. I mean, they tried to cover it up.
They
changed-
obviously tried to cover
they
it.
tried
That
to
should be
change-
criminal by itself.
But again, now we're talking about negligence and still the accountability aspect of it. In terms of them carrying out that order, who we gonna go after? The judge?
I think so.
Yeah, good luck with that. What do you know the history of trying to go after judges? I'm telling you, good luck with that.
But listen, it don't matter. The
How-
effort needed to be there, man.
Who is gonna make that effort? Which AG? And we don't even know. Do you know Orlando's AG?
No.
No,
Hell no.
nobody does. See, you see what I'm saying? So we don't even know who the AGs are because nobody gives a fuck about voting locally, right? People don't care like that, right?
This is absolutely
Right?
true.
Right?
Facts.
And which AG can we name? Since we can't even name an AG, let's imagine that we can name one who's gonna throw their career away for Breonna Taylor. Are humans inherently selfish, as I think they are, or was one of them ready to throw their career away from someone he never met before in his life? None, right? So that's what I'm saying. Look, when you think about indictments, I heard a lawyer say one time, and I was at traffic court. I was at traffic court, but I heard him talking to another lawyer, and they was arguing about something that had happened with some sort of indictment that didn't go down. And I heard him say to the other lawyer, he was like, well, they didn't think they could win, that's why they didn't get the indictment. He was like, because, you can indict a ham sandwich. That's what he said to the other lawyer. He said, you can indict a ham sandwich, which said to me that they can get an indictment whenever they want to. But they're not going to choose to if they don't feel like they're going to win. That's what
I mean,
but
why?
these are issues that need to be.
Well, because the thing is, as you say, from what I know and what I gather from things I see on TV, YouTube, or whatever, is that AGs and stuff, like, they don't get paid well. So they're looking at a win-loss record so that then they can...
public assistance.
Oh,
Public
sorry,
assistance maybe.
I look at it
Yeah,
wrong way.
Attorney generals get paid.
Okay.
Yeah, those
Never mind.
Those are top cops in their
I
state.
stand corrected.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are top cops in there. Even ADAs and
about like
DAs. You
yeah.
think about public assistance.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
the
they
public
don't get paid
defenders,
well.
yeah.
Public
Public
defenders. Yeah,
defenders
yeah.
don't
I'm saying
get
assistants,
paid.
defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't get shit, and it works in their favor to go ahead and plea out.
Right.
I bet if we look, I can't remember the exact statistics on plea deals, right? But I bet if we look it up, I bet you plea deals are now in the 90s. Because last time I saw them, I'm pretty sure they was close. But I'm saying 90% of cases are being pled out.
Hey, I mean,
So the justice system, let's reform the shit out of that, right? Let's try to, but we got to get involved to do that.
We need to update the Constitution, period.
Oh, good luck with that. I am Samson. Good luck.
I don't know about that. I may
Update
disagree
the
with that.
Constitution.
I may disagree with that.
So why not?
We
I
can't.
may disagree.
You don't
We
think
can't. We
the
can't
My
even
question
get.
is-
We can't even get health care.
My
But-
You
question,
trying to
don't
update
think
the Constitution?
needs to be
my
updated?
question is, what needs to be changed?
Good luck.
It's not. Listen, no. We need to start from a clean slate. Here's why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Man.
You gotta think about evolution, yo. You really gotta think about evolution. Think about when the Constitution was made.
I hear you.
Uh-huh.
I hear
We
you.
just. I'm not saying that throw it in the burn it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is
That's how
look
they-
at what we got.
That's how they gonna treat you though.
I know.
Let's say you had a high position and you had the ability to actually start making some noise. They're gonna treat you just like you want to throw it away and burn it. That's how they gonna treat. And then it'll get
It
shut
belongs
down.
in the museum.
And then
It belongs in the museum.
$100 million
I
will be spent to
I
discredit you.
don't know about
and then
that
it'll go away.
because right now we're the only country in the world that have freedom of speech on the
Oh, man.
books.
Are we about to go back to fascism? Because, oh my God.
We
I know,
make
but you
transition
just-
there, right? But we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion,
Oh, God.
freedom to bear arms.
Oh, it's
like
gonna
that.
be
That
gone.
is
Not freedom
that
of
is
prosecution.
like that's
You
our
can say
rights.
whatever
And
you want, but you will hang on your word. if that
of
makes
of
sense.
course, I mean, it's not to say that your words don't have consequences,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you got. It's okay for. Not okay. Let me not say okay, because that's the wrong word. If a white person said nigga, it's not that's not illegal or anything like that. But if he go in the hood and say that, he get his ass beat. Like it's still consequences to your actions.
I'm gonna be right there.
But
As soon as he said, I'm gonna just pop up behind him.
yeah, so that's what I mean. Like it's we have the freedom. I mean,
Sure.
there are
It's
certain
not
things.
illegal.
Yeah, there are certain things
Not yet.
that fall under being
Not yet.
illegal in terms of speech, in terms of
Not yet, guys.
of
You scared of this, boy.
It keeps me up at night.
what for us losing our speech.
Hey, but guess
For
what?
us losing everything.
But guess what? The bars are 100% open now.
Yeah, man. So go out there and get you a shot of Crown and COVID.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. 100% open. Fuck your mask.
That's why I
That
stand.
mask.
I personally stand by my Second Amendment right. Like, hey, yo, like whatever else, my First Amendment backed up by my Second. For you to take that from me, you got to face the Second. That like that. At least that's my feeling about it.
And I
Right?
am a gun owner, but I am also a proponent of gun control laws.
What?
Yeah.
Gun control law.
Oh, hold on. You
Yeah.
you was just there talking about fascism,
For
and
sure.
and you
For
are
sure.
a proponent for gun control.
Yeah,
gotta
sensible
be
sensible
some
gun
sensible-
control laws.
hold on.
Most,
want
but
some
you know,
sensible
most
laws.
gun owners are that. Like,
Hold
they
on,
are,
hold on.
they're all for
We
sensible laws.
I don't want this to be a conservative, a Democrat, or left or right thing. I don't break things down like that. It's simply math to me.
No, my question is what do you mean when you say sensible?
Sensible. If you are on a no-fly list and you can't fly right now because you have terrorist connections, then why should you be able to go also buy a gun?
I don't think you can.
You can. Yep. Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah,
Oh,
you
boy.
couldn't. You couldn't.
Then, boy who shot up Pulse, he was on the list, and he was
yeah.
still able to get a gun.
Yeah.
Dude, that shot up.
These are
Pulse?
these are
Okay.
Obama era regulations that are now they have been undone. By the way, that's why I picked that one because I just thought that one was a silly one. There's a lot of there's definitely some gun regulations and gun laws that I'm like, that's weird. I don't know.
What about the,
I don't know the purpose of that. But other things just make sense, right? What
Oh,
about
man,
the loop?
well,
What about the loophole? Like everybody can't go to a gun show, right? Felons can't purchase, can't go. They're not supposed to be having guns, right?
Correct.
But they can certainly buy a gun from you who gets your gun from the gun show. You can sell it to them in the parking lot right out here.
Yep.
Completely legal.
Only if I don't know that they if I know that they're
so
a felon.
is
I
everybody
can't
as
sell them.
honest as you?
No.
Exactly.
No.
That's just silly, right?
But
That's silly though, right? But is that silly?
But let's just say you
It's
were a
silly.
felon. It is silly. It is
It's
silly.
silly.
But let's just say you were a felon and I sold it to you, right?
Yeah.
And you got caught with it.
Yeah.
They actually, I mean, to save your ass, you might say, you know what?
Of course.
I got it from Dito.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh, you got it from Dito. Did Dito know you were a felon? Oh yes, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If it's gonna save my skin,
For sure.
you know. So
Yeah.
so
If
I
he's
mean
smart,
that's
he won't say that
Yeah.
but,
because he might need to get another one. from you.
you'll get a lawyer and say that there's no way I knew he was a felon
yeah.
because it's all now it's hearsay.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. It's just silly. Look, so again, I don't want to. I have an AR. Anyways, I have several guns, right?
Y'all
But
want
it's
gun range?
it's about it's just math though. That's all it is math. That's all it is. We have more gun related incidents because we have more guns. That's it.
Yeah.
Per person.
That's
math.
that's all it is.
Yeah.
If I told you, I'll give you an example, right? If I told
should
you,
be a limit on how many guns somebody can own.
As much as they could buy.
but this is how. So I'll give you an example, and this tell me if this makes sense to you. But
You
watch
can't
this.
exact the
Watch
question,
this.
though. You
Watch
can't
this.
exact the
Because
question.
I while I don't want somebody telling me how many guns I should own, we have too many guns. We have too many guns.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We have too many guns.
So if we
It's
can,
why we have.
If we can say you can own X amount of guns
But listen, if
per
we
person, why wouldn't that,
What-
would that be a problem?
What I'm trying to say is if we owned as many nunchucks as we owned guns, there would be more nunchuck related deaths. It's just that simple. But it's true. It's just math. It's literally math.
But you
It's
have,
just
you
math.
have- but you have situations like in England where when they got rid of guns, their violent crime didn't decrease. Their violent crime went up. They actually have like the most stabbings in the world now.
You know what happens when people
Why?
get stabbed?
Because they-
Watch this. You know what happens when people get stabbed?
You just proved the point.
Yeah. You know what happens when people get stabbed?
They get stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They they tend to.
I mean, they have a better. Actually, no. I wouldn't even say they have a better chance of surviving.
No, they do.
They do.
Yeah, trust me, I
don't
already saw the numbers.
I don't know, because I think it depends.
You
on
can
where-
die from
where-
getting. You can die from getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Not as likely as from getting shot. Facts.
No,
Facts.
no facts.
Facts.
You
Right. I we have more gun-related deaths because we have more guns. It's that simple.
It does to prove to his point, and I hate to prove him
Yeah,
right.
he hates it. He hates it because he like his
But-
guns too. I like my gun too. My gun's cool as shit. I got that fire. Go ahead.
The reason why it went from guns to knives because now there's an influx of knives.
Right.
Because anybody can buy a knife.
Because anybody can buy a knife.
Yeah, but
Kitchen
but
knife.
And if you have more knives, same principle,
Same
you'll have
principle.
more
You'll
knife-related
have more
incidents.
knife-related
It's just
incidents.
true.
But hold on,
It's
hold
just
on, hold on, hold on,
facts.
hold on.
And
Wait.
You
Wait.
think I'm playing? I'm telling you.
I mean,
Wait,
I don't work this algorithm out.
Him right, though.
Wait,
That's all I'm
hold on,
saying.
hold on, because I'm pretty sure here we have more knives than we have guns.
I doubt it.
Every single house you go into, I have more knives than I
I
have
would
guns.
argue.
I don't have a knife
would
in my
argue-
house.
Huh?
Here's what I would argue.
I don't have a knife in my
I would
house, and I
argue
got
most
4
Americans
guns.
don't have the stomach to use a knife versus a gun.
Because they're going to go to the gun first.
The gun is easier.
But
Yeah.
but also, I
I
mean,
don't want
because
to
you're
take your guns away, by the way.
because you're saying
Just want to reiterate.
Absolutely.
no.
I
Cause
love
the
guns.
the
I
reason I
just-
say because you're saying common sense
Yeah,
gun
more
control
common
laws,
sense.
right?
Yeah.
And
I think
in the way that
Are you against common sense gun reform?
I'm against gun reform because I don't think there.
Whoa,
Hold on,
whoa.
let me correct that.
Sure.
I am against of what they're saying we should do.
Who is that?
Right.
Who's they and why are they
As of right now is what Democrats are saying.
Oh,
But it's
Lord.
not, though. That's
Huh?
that's what they
You
spend the
talking about
money on.
Bento
Hold on,
City?
Dito, that's what they
No,
spend the money
He's
on.
talking about Bento.
But Dito,
what's his
Dito,
name?
they spend the money to convince you. So you can look this up later. Y'all feel free to look this up later. Obama gets elected in 2008. NRA spends a ton of money telling gun owners how Obama's going to take away their guns. Right? Sales soar for ammunition and guns. Right? Of course, Obama did nothing. One of my heavy critiques of Obama about what he did in terms of gun control. He did nothing. George Bush did more. You can
Okay.
go- right? So they sell that for 4 years.
Don't do that to Obama. right?
George Bush,
I'm just saying.
but it's one of my heavy critiques of him, right?
A lot of people say
They
he
sell
didn't do much.
they sell that. I disagree with that. They sell that for 4 years. Gun sales skyrocket. Of course, the NRA has their hands in all sorts of manufacturers' pockets, right? Ammunition skyrockets, right? 2012 comes. Guess what? He didn't do anything for 4 years.
Right.
They sell the dream again, and it works again.
But what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about what propaganda is, but I'm talking about what the actual Democrat politicians say.
Sure, but,
Right.
but Democrats love guns just as much as Republicans. That's the
They-
crazy
hold
part
on,
about it. But it's true.
Hold on. I would say they love them for the people they want to have them. And the reason I say that
I'm
is
listening.
because you have active Democrats right now saying they want to take away our guns.
Who?
Right? Like I said,
Beto.
Beto.
was one of my-
Beto.
We're gonna take
Be-
guns.
but
That's
Beto,
bro,
but
you
name
is
name
stupid.
another one.
Hillary Clinton did it in the
No.
last election.
Nah, she wasn't.
Ho-
Hillary hasn't
hold on,
supported any real
hold on,
gun
she,
reform.
Hold on, she didn't say we want to take away your gun.
Not at all.
But she was pushing for gun control
For
laws,
sure.
right? They're
For
talking
sure.
they're talking about a universal background check.
Yeah.
I am completely against that.
Why?
Whoa.
Right?
Why?
I am not against background checks, right?
Yeah, what's wrong with the universal?
But
background
Same thing.
I'm listening.
because it's the way that they're saying it. They're saying that for every single thing that you do, you need to go get a background check, and then they're pushing to try and get a gun registry. I don't want the government knowing what
They
guns
should
I
have
have.
a gun registry.
Right.
I
If you don't do
I-
anything, if you
no,
don't do anything illegal with your gun, you shouldn't worry about anything.
no, I'm not worried
And you're
about
a
it.
law-abiding citizen, so what are you concerned about? I'm listening.
Because just as with anything, if you want to do something drastic, you're not just going to go straight to the drastic measure, right? If you want to boil a frog in hot water, you don't throw him in hot water. You put him in cold water and you crank the heat up. He eventually gets used to it. So in the same way, if we slowly change our laws, at some point, if you have a gun registry, I know who have guns. If I know who have guns, I can go get those guns.
Yeah, but again, when have they
No.
ever tried to come get the gun? What you're talking about is what I like to call the straw man argument because it's the what ifs and the boogeyman.
No,
right?
I'm saying I don't want
I can
that.
see
I don't
where he
even.
come
I
from.
don't even.
But everybody talks about the slippery slope, but it's never happened.
Because we have too many people with guns at the moment.
You think You think that U.S. citizens having guns is stopping the U.S. government from coming to get your guns if they wanted your guns? Do you know how much money we spend on the military?
I do.
Do you know how much money we spend on the military? You know we're number one.
800?
I know you know we're number one.
Yeah,
Huh?
we're
Yeah,
more
we're
than-
number
we-
one,
we
yeah.
spend
We're number
more
one.
than half our budget on
So-
the military.
So we're number one, and combined, we spend more than numbers 2 through 25 combined.
I know.
You cannot stop. If the government want to come get your guns, they're not gonna send. It's not gonna be soldiers outside, Dito. It ain't gonna be soldiers outside coming to get your guns. It's gonna be some little thing that look like this. It's gonna float past your window, and they gonna be like, "There's Dito." Pew. Dito's gone.
But if they don't,
But it's true.
But if they don't know I have guns,
All right.
but
All
but,
right.
but the thing is if they know
Okay.
I have guns, right? No, and this is my point. By them
Do you have a
knowing,
concealed license?
huh? Yes, I do.
Well, then they know you have a gun.
No, they know I have a concealed license. They may know I have a gun. They don't know how many guns I have. But with a national gun registry, every gun I purchase, they're gonna have to say, okay, I have this one,
I
this
just-
one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
I guess I've never understood that premise because I've never been worried about. I'm not doing anything illegal. Just like when the Patriot Act came along, right? And they started listening to all of our calls, reading all of our emails, reading all of our text messages because of 9/11. People were in an uproar. Big Brother's gonna, now that they know that you're, and then they're gonna be listening to, and then they're gonna be, and I remember thinking to myself, if they want to hear about me talking about, I'm 18 at the time. They want to hear me talking about, farting and eating cereal with the homies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if that's what they want to listen to? I literally never cared because I was like, I'm not doing anything illegal. I don't care.
It's not that though. Here's why what was wrong with the Patriot Act, right? Is that they were spying on what you was saying.
Sure.
Now, yes, they say hypothetically, you're a young kid. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying? You confess a lot of different things to different people on the phone.
Sure.
But as an adult, you pursue a career in politics.
Yeah.
Who's to say that someone can't go back there?
But they should.
Why?
Because now you're a public figure.
No.
See, I'm a private citizen. As a private
You
citizen,
can't
I
be
don't
blamed.
care.
Okay, things that you
But
did at
they
18 should not have be something that
Bro,
they hold
if
against you as an adult.
Bro, if you was
Right.
having sex with cats at 18, I don't want you
No,
to be my governor. That's all I'm saying. But what do you think they're going to find? What are they going to find when you were 18 that was worthy of? I guess we done got lost in the weeds. What I'm trying to say is
I don't
is to continue to do
That's actually pretty
nothing.
funny. That analogy you put out there
To get-
is not fair.
He don't mess with cats, y'all.
Yeah.
He got all the girls. Real. Anyways, I don't even go there. I'm gonna say something crazy. To continue to do nothing is insanity to me because that's what we've done, right? So let's say I side with you, Dito, and I'm like, yo, that registry stuff is crazy. We got to do other things. We got to whatever. If you like, I don't want no extra gun control. The gun laws are fine where they are. There's enough on the books right now, right? But we continue to have more mass shootings than any other nation. So we're just gonna sit back and accept that mass shootings become part of our everyday life because that's what they've done at this point. They've done nothing. Both sides. They've done nothing. Nothing has happened. So
Okay.
should we continue to do nothing?
So they say we have more mass shootings, right?
We do.
Yeah. So
We do.
yeah, I'm not saying that we don't.
We do.
But now my question is how many people have been killed by mass shootings? Let's say 2018, because that's the most recent statistics I have in my head. How many people in the United States were killed by mass shootings?
Now you use a number.
I
I see where you're going with it. It's
I
not
don't
enough.
have a number.
It's not enough.
It's
to warrant-
236 people. 236 people from mass shootings. Mind you, as we said earlier, one person dying senselessly is
Sure.
a tragedy. Shouldn't happen, right?
Sure.
Right.
But as you say, it's also a numbers game. We
Yeah.
have people that die every single day
For
from other types of shootings, from other types of killings in general. The person you most likely to be killed by is your significant other,
For sure.
right?
This is true.
So these mass shootings, and we have more domestic violence than we have murders of domestic violence than we have mass shootings.
Okay.
Or people dying from mass shootings,
Okay.
right? So what I'm saying is that number is right now very small in relation to our population,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even small in relation to our gun holding population,
Okay.
right? So for us to say, okay, yeah, this will become part of everyday life. I mean, we have killings that are part of everyday life.
Even more of a
Humans,
reason, though.
huh?
That's even more of a reason, especially if we have killings done like with guns. They have a registry,
But-
so we know who had those exact.
But
guns.
you will never know who has a gun illegally, even if you have that registry.
But
The
we
only people you will know is the law-abiding citizens. And if we're trying to stop people who do bad things, if you go and look at a lot of murders that have happened, or just look at all the murders in the United States for any given year that have happened by gun, right? And removing the police from this, right? Talking about citizens.
Sure.
Majority of them have obtained guns illegally. What do you mean?
I don't think that's completely true because I
Yeah,
know a lot
the-
of people.
Those all the Florida shootings got guns legally.
Hmm?
That's at the schools. Those are legally purchased.
No, I'm talking about the whole country. I'm not saying that there aren't any.
Oh,
I'm not
okay,
saying there aren't
okay,
any. I'm
okay.
saying percentage-wise, there are
Yeah.
more killings by illegally obtained guns than there are killings by guns obtained legally.
Cite
Okay.
your source.
Huh?
Cite your source.
I'll look it up. I'll bring it on the
Okay.
next
Yeah.
show, right?
Cite your source.
We'll go with it. It's
Right.
not, you know,
So my point is that law-abiding citizens are law-abiding, right? They follow the laws, and if you're going to have a registry, the only people that you are containing are law-abiding citizens.
Yeah. But I'm not even just talking about the murders, though. I think you're missing my point. You think I'm only talking about the murders. I'm just talking about gun-related incidents. And we have more gun-related incidents because we have more guns. That's it.
That is
That's
true.
as far as I take it.
I agree.
We have more
I agree.
gun-related incidents.
So again, I
The
guess,
science says you, who I don't know what your personal situation is at all. But the math, because I'm a math guy, I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah.
I play poker. Love
Well, you
some
play
math.
poker where?
I play poker in Orange City. We'll get into that later.
yeah.
You go
What?
to. Okay.
Yeah. I go play.
Play.
The math says you were like 3 to 4 more times to blow your brains out just because you have a gun and I have a gun in the house.
This is true.
That's just the math. It's just the math. It's probability. So if I can't bring a probability argument to the table with a diverse group of individuals without one of them being like, that's unpatriotic, and then I can't, what can I do? What can I even do? Even if I tell them, hey, I'm a gun owner, I'm concealed to carry too, man. But we just have a lot of guns, sir. That's unpatriotic. That's un-American. That's against my Second Amendment. Like it's just math.
So
Remove the emotion from it. It's literally math.
So this is where I ask you, what laws outside of what we have. Now, I will agree with you with the no-fly list. I didn't know that was taken off.
That's crazy, right?
That's
crazy, right?
So soon as you said it, I said, you have that already.
Yeah,
So
we did. We did have it.
I
We don't
didn't
have it
know. I
anymore.
didn't know that it was removed.
Yeah, man, it's gone.
But people.
You can be on a no-fly list and go purchase a gun right now.
But people like to
Legally.
also say, hey, what about people with mental problems?
Yeah, man.
If you have been medically diagnosed mentally unfit, it goes on your
that's
medical
dangerous-
record,
that's dangerous.
and that is supposed to be a part, whether it is or not.
It's not.
It-
You know it's
supposed-
not.
it-
Stop
no,
playing
no,
with me. You
Because-
know it's
no,
not.
for real, no.
It's not though.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay.
We again, there were facets of our government
Uh-huh.
that tried to make that happen. It didn't pass.
But it's
That's
supposed
common
to be a
sense,
part
though,
of
but
your
it didn't
background check. You know, in the same way with the dude and
Background check should only relate to any criminal history.
no, it's supposed
I would like it
supposed
to
to
include the mental history.
it's supposed
I really
to have
would.
your mental
I think-
history
I
as
think
well.
That's where I kind of draw the line.
I get
hate
it.
to say it
I get
because
it. But I
my medical
feel like
record
it
should be
should.
private. Yeah, let's.
Nah, HIPAA laws keeps a lot of your stuff private.
Right,
But I
yeah.
just
So why
I-
would
I
you
don't-
need to know my mental stuff
No.
for me to purchase a gun?
Because
if you
because-
bipolar and shit.
Yeah, if
and
you
there's nothing wrong.
bipolar or you
Shout out to my people out there dealing with
Yeah.
bipolarism, but I don't really want you to have a pistol on an off day. Like I don't,
Exactly.
because you might hurt yourself. You might hurt.
Or-
you know.
or schizophrenic.
Oh,
Hey,
man,
I don't know which
and schizophrenia is
personality-
real.
I don't know which personality gonna have it today.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You might need to. Hey,
Yeah,
if you have that, you might
one
need.
day Mary Poppins, next day TikTok gunshot. You know,
Hey,
I don't.
at that point, you may need a concealed carry license for each personality. I know.
Dito, I guess what I'm saying is we can do more.
That I agree with you.
I-
think
Because
doing nothing
continue to do nothing.
is the
Let me ask you
problem.
that: Does it feel right to continue to do nothing? Right?
no, it
They're
doesn't.
selling book bags now that have Kevlar in them,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't go to the movies anymore. I'll tell y'all that I don't have no shame. I don't go to the movies no more because
That's
I
all
live in
for me now.
because I live in Florida. Because I live in Florida, and I know everybody in here got a gun. And if somebody get into an altercation, it's already goddamn dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I be uncomfortable at the. I'm dead serious. I don't go to movies no more. I don't.
But I mean, then we could come up with anecdotal situations like there's a city in Georgia, Kennesaw, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
They have had 6 shootings in like the last 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because in their little town, it's mandatory for you to have a gun. If you live there, you own a gun. Like there's no way about it. And I think there's a difference between somebody that is coming in to do some form of harm, be it may be just harm to your property through stealing or anything like that, or harm to your person. There's a higher chance for them not to do anything if I know that there's someone in there with a gun.
Gun intimidation.
You know?
Gun, basically.
I own guns.
Yeah. So you get.
You don't run in my crib.
I
Because
guess
you run in my crib.
I guess I would say
the Wild Wild West.
Which
we'd
brings
have
me
to.
back to what we started this conversation off.
Oh, Breonna. Shout out.
Cops
Shout
ran
out to
into
the
the
fam-
crib.
Under orders.
It don't matter.
But that's
and
gonna
also-
make it harder to get the conviction.
Also, homeboy shot first.
Allegedly. Say
No,
allegedly.
no,
Say
allegedly.
no, out of his
Allegedly.
mouth.
Say allegedly.
Out of his mouth. He said
shot.
it.
Okay.
He said it, and he
I
also
thought that was alleged.
he also said they knocked too. He said he didn't hear
Did he
them.
say that? No. Oh,
Yes.
you might be reaching on that
No,
one.
no,
you
no,
know.
no.
I thought
He
they
said-
had one witness.
Side
No,
check.
no, no,
There
no.
was one witness
No,
that
he
said that he heard the cops knock. I don't think
No,
that man
there's
said.
one witness that said that they announced that they're the police.
Okay.
11
okay.
witnesses announced that they heard knocking.
But one
Only
said
one said that they.
Oh, so the
announced
knocking don't
police.
even mean nothing then.
Right.
Why we even
No,
bringing that up?
but he said he heard knocking.
knocking, but didn't know who it was. essentially.
He didn't know who it was.
Yeah, nah, okay.
And he started shooting. He
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, again, different situation. But in terms of gun laws, I think I would just go in as far as to say, you know what, present
bruh.
the law,
The
the
cops
law,
did not
and then
announce themselves,
and then
man.
we could argue it, right? Present the
But
gun law.
But
We
it's
could
hard
argue
to even get the law to come to the
Huh?
table.
Huh?
It's hard to even get the laws to the table.
No, but I mean, I
Because
think if
like
something.
I told you, one part of the country loves guns. The other half of the country really likes guns.
But as I
So
as I
we're
say,
just never
like
gonna, we're never gonna get the gun control.
in California, I lived in California, right? Before
Yeah.
I went to California, I had a handgun, right?
yeah.
And I had to sell it before I went because on the box that I bought the handgun, it said not legal in California. California, stupid laws. But anyway, but once you
Shout out to my folks in Cali. I'm with y'all.
once you get there, like it's like one of the laws they have there. It was just overturned, by the way. Way to go! That it was only you could only have a magazine with 10 bullets,
10 rounds. Yeah.
10 rounds. To me, is
I don't-
there's no logic to it.
I don't like those.
Right.
I don't like. So for example, something like that. The thing with the bump stock. Like I wasn't really feeling that. Certain things are politicians trying to appear to be doing something. I remember when I played football and basketball, my coach would pick on certain guys who were giving unnecessary effort. Just try to look like they was doing something. Like they could have just tackled the guy, but instead it was just extra. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My coach would pick on guys like that. It used to be funny as hell. A lot of politicians do this sometimes. I mean, look,
Facts.
especially on the left, right?
Oh,
To make it
God,
look like they
that's
doing
so
something
terrible.
when they're really doing nothing.
Did you
That's
see
a lot of that stuff was stupid, but we can do better because we're capable. We to sit back and continue to give people your thoughts and prayers over and over and over again.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a bit extreme, bro.
is
It's extreme
ridiculous.
for me. That's extreme for me.
So I will amend my statement. I will be open to better gun
You're-
laws if a better one comes available. But
You're saying more than most gun owners.
but
and definitely saying more than NRA.
absolutely,
shit.
I am absolutely, utterly,
a bunch of
definitively
Against universal background checks.
no
Oh.
against a gun registry, a federal gun registry, even
That'd be the best move, honestly.
even a state gun
literally-
registry.
I literally wouldn't have a problem with it.
I would.
Because I'm just not again, I may be just understanding the history of this nation. They're never coming to get these guns. They're never coming
Hey,
to get them.
you-
They're never coming to get these
this.
guns.
If
bro.
you're a legal gun owner, right, right? And see if this say hypothetically someone steals your gun and then uses it in a crime.
For sure.
As a gun owner, I can see your concern there, but also about being a responsible gun owner.
Right.
If you see that a gun is missing,
Yeah.
aren't you not going to report it?
Yeah,
sure.
I'm going to
Yeah.
report
So
it.
there's no reason the registry should even affect
Right.
you.
No, this is my issue with
And
the
we register
registry.
everything.
Everything, your car's registered. You kill. You know how many people
And
you
this
kill in the car?
this where we're going to
Register
transition it to your fascism.
Oh my God.
This is what Hitler did. He removed guns from people.
Yeah.
But
Nobody's taking nobody's guns though.
No, yeah, they're not
We
because
just
they're
saying
not
we-
because
again,
they promised Obama would do it for 8 years.
Again-
He didn't
again.
do anything.
Yeah, it wasn't done yet. As I said,
He
with the
didn't do
whole
anything.
frog thing, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying I don't even want
I
that,
just got that
that
now.
Yeah,
possibility.
you saying it's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
I've heard
I
the
just
slippery
yeah,
slope
I just don't
argument.
want that
I
possibility.
just be wondering about the slippery slope argument because again, it's a way. It's like when we have a discussion about anything, right? Well, no matter what we're talking about, if we start off talking about our greatest fears about it instead of actually having a real conversation from beginning through the end, we'll never get there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like we'll never. But because what happens, and this happens with people in every day. They'll start the conversation, somebody backs into a corner, and you'll never get them out of that corner. You'll never get them out, no matter what you say. You'll never get them out of that corner. Like I just, the slippery slope argument is I understand it to an extent, but they're never coming to get your guns. They don't want
I can't
your
say never.
guns.
You know what? I'm gonna give something else that has happened in this country
I'm listening.
through TV.
Sure.
But as I said, it's a slow process because it's hard to just do something when a lot of people are opposed to it, right? So all of us old enough to grow up in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So we grew up at a time, you had the Wayans brothers on TV
I already know what you're finna say. But go ahead.
cursing, right? It slowly transitioned. They was only saying damn at a point.
Yeah.
Now you hear ass, bitch, shit.
Yeah.
They have those. In the same way with the homosexual thing.
I knew it. That's what
Right?
that's my guess. I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna start there.
But it started off one way, whereas you would have a homosexual character,
Yeah.
and they just stated it. You didn't have any PDA or anything like that. It was stated that okay, this person is gay,
Yeah.
and that was as much as it was.
Yeah.
But then it transitioned, and now shit on regular TV, you got damn near full on sex scenes with gay people.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that
Game of Thrones. Crazy.
yeah, it's just all I'm
crazy.
saying is just a slow process. Back then, we would have been like, yeah, that ain't never gonna happen. People have actually said that ain't never gonna happen. 30 years later, well,
But you started getting gay characters in like the early 90s, and
Yeah.
then you had full-on gay TV shows in the early 2000s. We'll call it a decade,
Uh-huh.
right? They've been trying to come. People been promising people they're gonna come get your guns for 40 years. They're not coming in. They're not because Dito, what I'm saying is, and we'll go back to the math again. Too many people like guns. That's what it is. They're not coming to get your guns. One side loves to make it look like the other side wants to come get your guns without acknowledging that side really likes guns. They really like guns. They're not coming to get your guns.
That just makes it.
I
makes it that much easier.
I understand.
Is
I
my-
understand your
right.
process for sure, but they're never coming to get this gun. They're never coming to get guns.
Guns ain't going nowhere.
They're not going nowhere.
They ain't.
You know what's not good? Guns, taxes, Bible. Those things will never leave the United States ever.
And I
They'll
hope-
never leave.
I hope you're right.
No,
I
I'm
hope
right.
You're right.
Trust me.
I hope you're right.
They're never
I
going
don't
anywhere.
know about that Bible one.
It's never going anywhere. It's never going anywhere, and I'm not religious at all. It's never going. Shout out to all my Christian babies out there on Christian Mingle. Hit your boy up. But it's never going anywhere. It's never going anywhere. Not from this country.
You don't
Not
think
from
there's
this
a
country.
decline though in? Oh, you know what? Let me not even get into this topic.
No,
yeah,
bring it
we'll-
up.
we'll
Bring it
bust
up. Let's
into
hear
it.
it.
You don't think there's a decline in people who actually follow the church now? I think
There's a
decline.
there's a decline in people who follow the church. There is a sharp incline in people who are all of a sudden spiritual.
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
how you finish it? Because you know what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And they're spiritual in whatever ways that they define their spirituality. I'm not knocking you. Do what you do. Do whatever helps you get through the day. That's what I pray about,
I'm
and
agnostic.
I don't pray.
I think
I'm gonna keep that to my.
I think-
my
I think-
dying breath. I'm agnostic. Please don't
Shout
throw
out,
nothing my
shout out to
way.
all my agnostic babies out there too. When you figure it out, hit your boy up on Christian Mingle. You caught that? That was funny, right?
That-
When you figure it out.
oh,
What are
man.
you implying, bro? What are you implying?
He's letting you know.
Nah,
messing-
you're
I'm
implying
I'm messing
something
with
now.
people,
Nah,
bro.
nah,
He's
nah,
letting
nah,
you
nah.
know when you figure it out, you'll be a Christian.
Yeah.
Listen,
Nah.
man. You can be, listen.
I don't care what nobody believes in, to be real. I just don't.
Okay.
I don't. I want people to do whatever they. I meant that. Whatever people have to do to get through the day,
I
I don't
think-
really care.
I think I
Whatever
agree
you
with
do,
you.
I
that there's
don't.
a-
Whatever you do to get through the day, seriously. Like my son is very religious, right? And I'm not, right?
Mhm.
But we don't clash or nothing like that because I don't infringe on him. He don't
Right.
infringe on
You
me.
should just respect it.
He understands where I'm at with it. And yeah, we're just good. Like it's cool. Even I mean, and he gets it from my mother, who's devout, right? We were all raised in the church. As soon as I could get out of there, but
See?
my mother is devout, and they share that together. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And my mom knows who I am. She don't come to none of my shows because she know, right? And she know it's not saved or sanctified at my shows. Amen. So she knows who I am, and we don't clash out of just respect. But whatever, I would never take that away from my mom because she feels like that gives her strength. Why would I want to tear that from my mom? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So I don't care whatever you do to get through life can be hard. You feel me?
that's so
Whatever you gotta do.
So crazy
This
for
is
me.
true. You know,
It-
my sister calls that source. Like, most people don't realize it, but everybody needs source. And so people turn to different things.
For sure.
So,
For sure. Yeah.
I get it.
I think it's so crazy with the different generations
Mhm.
in terms that you have the older generation, as you said, and I would go with the word religious.
Mhm.
I think they're more religious than they are Christian.
Mhm.
And I agree with you that there's a sharp decline in, I think, casual Christians.
Mhm.
But I think there's a gradual increase of devout Christians. That people,
Really?
yeah,
I
that
would
people,
imagine it being the other way. Casual, then increase in casual Christians, and then a decrease in devout Christians.
I'm gonna ask both of y'all why in a second. I want to ask you why you feel that way first, since you're on the other end of that.
Okay.
I'm curious.
I feel because I personally am a Christian,
For sure.
and
How often you go to
See,
church?
me, I haven't been to church since I've moved to Orlando.
So would you consider
But-
yourself a devoted Christian or a casual?
Yeah,
Devoted?
devoted.
Okay.
Okay.
I read my Bible. I follow my Bible. I follow Jesus, not pastors.
I like that
Right.
answer. Good
I
answer.
mean, we sit down and we talk about, and I think it's coming to that where now more people are, because, and it has to do with I think social media, just because of the fact that so many more things are accessible, and now rather than just going to your local church, not your local church, but a church that is local to you, and you're hearing things that sometimes just don't vibe with you, and you're able to go and find other people that like you want to learn more about the Bible, so you go and you find other teachers,
Yeah.
and to me, is when you find those people that ain't feeding you the BS, and they're saying, yo, go read it for yourself. Don't just hear what I saying and my interpretation of it, but go read it. Go read the context. Go read everything about it, you know. People like to be so holy and sanctified and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
they forget Jesus hung out with the sinners and the prostitutes.
Shout
You
out
know?
to my man Jay getting it in.
But but
Y'all
but
know
I
who
think
I
for the
am.
people who are going and they're searching, that they're finding and reading for themselves, that they are becoming more devout in that, because they're realizing that what they've grown up being taught is one thing, and now what they're seeing that the Bible says is another thing. Because we say, you know, religious, but
Yeah.
Jesus said true religion is taking care of orphans and widows.
You don't want to go there with me. There's a lot of weird Christians in this country. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've been to a lot of those churches.
If Jesus came back today, y'all might call him a socialist. Amen.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Jesus is
Oh,
very
okay.
very
Oh.
capitalistic.
Oh.
Hey,
Wait,
Hey.
see, now I'm confused.
Oh, hey, if you want to get into Bible passages, I tell you about when Jesus was telling the story of the vineyard owner, and he was hiring the people through the day, and toward an hour before the end of the day, he hired another person, paid him the same thing as the guy he hired at the beginning. The guy at the beginning was like, "Yo, I've been here all day." He said, "Yo, didn't we have an agreement? We agreed that you would work for this and I pay you for this. Who are you to tell me what to do with my money? I decided to make this agreement with him." To me, that's a very capitalistic stance.
I'll go with the story of Jesus feeding the poor without demanding anything of the poor at all.
I don't think that's socialistic, though.
That's the
That-
definition
no.
of socialism.
That's charity.
No.
No, socialism
It's
is... I think-
you're going to confuse socialism with something that is not. In 3, 2, go.
Socialism is the government taking the aggregate of its things and dispersing as they see fit. Equally.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Isn't that socialism?
For sure.
Jesus, as far as I know, he wasn't a governor. He wasn't a head of state.
What did Jesus say about the earthly things that you would be able to take to heaven, Dito?
None of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so valuing all of these earthly things. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's where he said, store your treasures where no rust or moth or anything will get to them. Store your treasures in heaven.
Who will inherit the earth, Dito?
The meek.
Oh, okay. Again, if Jesus came back today, you really think he wouldn't be labeled a socialist?
Nah.
Have y'all seen that Netflix
Nah, I don't.
show?
The Messiah?
Messiah?
I didn't
Yeah.
watch it.
I did.
thought it was very interesting.
It's
it good?
interesting.
Was it good?
It is good.
I didn't watch it.
I
didn't watch it.
It tells you that, like, would
It-
you be a believer or non-believer? I know me.
But I don't even know if I...
I'm a non-believer right now. fool.
You hear me?
I'm going to be like, walk on the pool.
He did that. Kanye West did
Do
it
a
too.
trick.
Kanye.
I'm going straight to hell. If hell real, I'm there with E-Pass. I'm beat up.
I think we
I'm
here
a beat
now.
up.
Look at this shit.
I think it's funny to see people, so many passages about the Bible just talk about Jesus helping people, and you think that would be an easy message to receive, and I don't know, I don't feel that way about it. I don't feel, there are selective ways that people help people, but when it comes to truly helping somebody from a genuine place, I don't often see that. That's just me in my personal life. I don't know.
I agree with
I
you.
don't see
I
that.
agree. You don't often see that.
Disagree with that statement.
And
It's just not what I see.
and that's where I said, like, all of that is charity. Again, Jesus very much pursed for charity. There's a difference between taking the government saying, "Oh, you work for this, I'm gonna take this to you and I'm gonna disperse it as I see fit," versus
There's different types of socialism, though.
Hmm?
Like it's funny to me, right? When people put whatever into a box, right? This company isn't, this is ran like a company. This country isn't truly capitalist. It's capitalist in a lot of ways, but I watched people say they didn't have money for SNAP. People didn't have money for education in underserved areas. But then when the trade war was started, to no fault of farmers at all, we gave them $7 billion of our money, and nobody blinked
That
an
was
eye.
some BS.
That is socialism.
And
But nobody blinked an eye.
I personally don't think that should be happening at all.
It already happened.
It happened.
We're gonna give them another bailout.
No, I'm not.
We've been bailing them out since the trade
Since
war
the trade war started, we're
I-
gonna
I-
give them another bail. We
I-
gave them $7 billion
I
already.
agree with you that it is happening. I'm just saying I don't think
And
that
they
it
can't
should.
even
Yeah,
live
but
off
I'm just saying,
the
but
real
no-
farmers
but no-
not,
but-
these are big companies that are getting the
but-
money now. It's not the small
Right.
farmers.
Yeah.
Right, because that's the
Monsanto.
I already know.
That's the
Gotta
okie
take
doke,
care of
right?
the people
That's
who
the
pay.
okie doke, man. It's just, again, but people who hate socialism didn't say a word about that.
No.
It was just like, well, we got to do
It
it.
made it seem like it was normal.
Like it,
It made it seem like it was
they
normal.
made it seem so normal. But
Like,
then when
nah.
somebody was like, somebody said, you should have health care. Ah, that's socialist.
That's socialism.
Dang, man. Even if
But
it's for
we
you.
got-
By the way, I don't think we should have universal health care. Just
Oh,
put that out
okay.
there.
What?
So
Jesus Christ.
Okay, no, let's talk to Dito. Let's talk to Dito. Bro, hey, welcome to Dito's Power Hour. Getting to know Dito and his MAGA hat turned backwards. You clearly are smart enough to know that most of the world has universal health care or
Yeah,
some form of
but-
government
but-
option
But
health care.
but also, as you said, we our military is paid for. We spend more on military than 2
do.
through 26
2
combined,
through
right?
26
and
combined.
and we
need to
also
take it
we
down.
also cover a lot of these countries that we point to.
Saying, why
Their
they don't
military.
Cover what?
But they
Oh,
pay
They're
us, though.
military.
But they pay us.
several
No,
of them.
they're supposed to pay into
Several
the
of them
into the,
pay us.
yeah, but
They
not
pay
what
us.
they should be.
No, but several
No.
of them pay us.
They
No,
pay us.
they pay a little
They
portion.
pay us, and then we still paying the government to protect us with
Yeah.
our own military.
But they pay a portion. They're not paying what they should be paying.
Why are
Right.
you against
Univer-
not universal health care, but some sort of public option government health care?
I think the only purpose of the government should be basically military, police, fire, and infrastructure. I think that is all the government should
I
be
would
there
not
for.
sign it off.
Huh?
I don't think the police should be governed by the government at all.
But what? So, but
It should
I
be
want.
I
wanna
think
get into
that's
the
part
weeds,
of their
though.
job.
But why not though?
Because
Richest country on the nation. Remember that.
yeah,
I mean, richest country on the planet. Excuse me.
because how people are framing it is that that healthcare is a human right.
I feel that way.
I don't think so because you're now saying that I have a right to somebody else's abilities,
Let me ask you a question.
right?
Doctors, when they take an oath,
Mm-hmm.
they say no matter what happens, if someone's in front of them, they have to do their best to kind of I forget
No,
the-
Hippocratic
no.
oath.
The Hippocratic
Huh?
oath is to do no
Yeah.
harm. Doesn't mean that they have to do something. It's just to do no harm because they could do something to make it worse.
I got another question for you. You don't believe it's? I believe it's an inherent right as a human to have health care, especially in the richest country on the planet. You disagree with that, right?
Right.
What if I told you you were already paying for it?
No, I know that we are right now.
So
Right
why
now-
not? So why not make it for everybody since you're already paying?
Again, going into all of that, I mean, we're paying with it through our income tax and stuff like that. I don't think we.
So you know we're paying for it.
Yeah, I don't think we should. I don't think
But
we
we-
should be paying income tax. Period.
But since income tax is not going
No.
anywhere, since it's not going anywhere,
because it benefits
when,
all parties.
when is it gonna? It's never leaving. I said that. I said taxes. They're not.
Yeah.
Never going anywhere.
I'm not saying we
It's
shouldn't
never
have
going
taxes. I just say we shouldn't have income tax.
Yeah, it's never going
But-
anywhere. But again, since we already paid for it,
Right.
because when you go to the, he might have insurance, I don't know, but we're gonna pretend he don't. When you go to the hospital and you don't have insurance and they see you and you can't pay, that gets passed on to me and you. So again, we already paid for it. You and
Yeah.
I just don't get to benefit from it.
So the thing is we pay taxes. They use our tax money to pay for some of this.
So we pay
To-
for it.
to- yeah, for a part. But I'm saying that we shouldn't. Our tax money shouldn't go to
But
that.
again, since it's not going
Right.
anywhere, let's deal with what is.
No. Since we have taxes, I just think we shouldn't be paying for it. You should either use the tax money to things that as I said, in my opinion,
Right, and I'm with your hypothetical, but since with what is, we do pay for it. Why not make it so that me and you have the option to benefit from it as well?
Let me ask you this.
That's what
Do
confuses
you think
me.
insurance companies have the best intention when it comes to people who?
Dito not crazy.
no.
not
Insurance
crazy.
company is there to make money.
Why would it hurt to have a government-ran
Just a public option.
public option?
Just a public option, man. That's all I want. We
that-
don't have to go full
that
universal.
Wants to protect the people. We have a system that people are paying millions into that don't want to even cover pre-existing conditions.
They don't want to cover anything.
They don't want to cover anything. The goal is to not
The
spend
goal
money.
is to not cover you. That's why healthcare struggles.
That's exactly the
Like
problem.
in terms of our rankings, and that's why we struggle
And-
because
They try-
the
and
system
at
is
the end of the day-
fucked.
Okay,
Like
so
it's
It's the
fucked. It's a
bottom line,
fucked
but
up
it's
system.
trying to-
so last week, me and Sam had a discussion.
Okay.
When I say Sam, I mean Samson. Right
Samson. I
Yeah.
am Samson.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am
I'm like,
Samson.
who's Sam? I'm like, hey,
Doesn't always know his own name. Go.
it says Sam. I'm
Yeah,
like, who's
sorry,
Sam? I'm like,
Samson right here. So yeah, we had a discussion on it, and this is my thoughts on how healthcare should be.
Okay.
Healthcare,
I want to hear this for
the,
sure.
the only industry that we go into that we don't know what we're paying for until the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we walk in, oh, you need to do all this? Okay, here's the bill later. Like, nah,
Facts.
nah. That shouldn't be happening.
You with
right?
reform then?
Right? I didn't say I'm not for reform. I'm just not for universal health care being paid for by the government.
Yeah, I don't care
Okay.
about universal health care
Okay.
like that. But
So
we should have a
I am
public option.
with reform.
We should have
I
a
am.
public option.
Huh?
Public option?
Public options.
You would have to explain that to me. I'm not sure exactly what that means. But so
It's just a government
so
option.
I think that
Medicare, Medicaid expanded.
no, I'm not for that. I think that
I thought I had him.
yeah.
What it is he's not for it because he hasn't experienced a situation where he had to use it. Give it time.
I hope he never has a situation where he's
Give
in
it time.
I
It
hope-
always
I hope
happens,
I hope
though.
that
So-
never happens. It does.
It
happen.
always happens though.
It does.
So-
happen. I hope it
Medicaid
does
is the most used.
So this is what I said. My thoughts are we need to hospitals, doctors, we need to come up with a system where you have a price for these things. It should be some form of competition,
Sure.
and also have a mandate that if an insurance company has somebody insured, whatever the stipulations is inside your insurance coverage, if you're going to like, there's no getting out of it. You're paying for this, right?
Okay.
So therefore, and now because we have a set price, now the insurance company can bargain as a whole with the hospital and say, you know what, okay, yes, this is your price, but
You know where I'm going?
but
I feel like I
in
do,
the
but
city,
I'll listen.
my insurance company will only do business with your hospital.
Yeah.
I will send all of my customers there to you, but now I'm only paying 70%. They could negotiate that. That's on them.
You know who has 80% of what you want?
What?
Medicaid.
Oh,
Because they have set prices. Because it's government. They have set prices.
again, but that set prices at the government. If the government decides to say, you know what, I'm only
What's
paying
the
this.
difference between the
You know what I
government
mean?
and the business, right?
Right. Because government is run poorly. Everything government touches it.
Government is run poorly.
Yeah, everything government
But
touches
that
run
doesn't
poorly.
mean we can't make it
Right.
better.
This is why I'm going private. So
Private will never save us. You know that, right?
huh?
It'll never save us. It'll never do what it's intended to do because it is private. It'll always be flawed.
Yeah.
I'm not shading it at all. But because it's private, it has a different goal. You and I will never be the goal.
priority, yeah.
Never.
Right, their goal is to make money.
They're
Yeah.
gonna do that by any
Yeah,
means.
yeah, and this is where there should be some regulation.
Who gonna regulate it?
You can't
The-
regulate
hold
it.
on.
The
As a
government
com-
that you don't
Yes.
want to?
Hold on. No. See.
Who's
see,
gonna regulate
Private
it?
sector's
You
so
still.
different.
Huh?
Private sector
I know the
don't
private
give a
sector
fuck
is
about
different.
But I want to know who gonna regulate it. In your
No,
example, who gonna
again,
regulate it?
This is part of what the government is supposed to do.
Government don't regulate it.
Yeah, but the government isn't taking care of it. Like
But
there's
you
a,
trust
there's a
them to
system.
regulate it, but don't
Huh?
trust them to run it themselves. That's what's
They-
confusing me, Dito.
They put in laws and stuff, right?
But you don't trust them to execute them laws for themselves?
I don't.
You don't
I
think that's a
don't, I
little
don't,
weird?
Nah.
I trust them to regulate this thing, but they can't regulate this thing.
Because they're good at regulating stuff. They're not good at operating things.
But again, they can get better.
They can get better with the right system in place and the right investment.
they can
going
get better.
towards improving that.
I don't.
If-
You and I see a lot about when I don't want you to think gung ho government. They be trash.
If
you
you're
met
gonna
me,
go
they trash.
if you're gonna go that route, there's so much that has to be done with the government.
Then let's do
And
the work.
Hold on. Now the reason I'm saying go private because there is a goal in mind
I
for,
don't want the private to go away.
for private government, right?
I don't want the private to
That's
go
the
away.
other option.
I don't want the private to go away. I want it to be an option. What about? Let me ask you this: in a real world, right? And I just want to know where your mind is, if you would like this or not. A system that was government run, that actually incentivized doctors, right? Because obviously government's gonna pay them less than private, right? But to make up for some of that gap, incentivizes the doctors to make you better. So at the end, when they look at your work over the year, there's a bonus structure for how many people you help lower their cholesterol, how many people you help lose weight, how many people you help, and incentivize
There's-
it through a bonus structure that way.
There's
so
a
they're
possibility-
incentivized to get rich
So-
off of actually helping you.
So
how
this
cool would that be?
so this is where again with the conversation me and him had.
Okay.
I said if you're going to have the government pay for some portion of this, right? It is my belief that we should implement a health tax on foods because it's better to prevent something than to have to cure it later, right?
Okay.
So put a health tax on foods and things that are unhealthy for us.
But that's not the only
Right.
thing that can cause.
No, it's not the only thing that can cause, but I'm saying to how to pay for it, right? Instead of just taking it straight out of your pocket. Hey, if you're going to go to, one of these fast food chains that we know aren't
Isn't
really
it
healthy
affecting
for
the
you,
business?
huh?
Isn't
Yeah.
that affecting the business?
If people want to go eat there, you're talking about increasing the health of our country,
But
right?
that should be on the.
So hear me
Yes.
out, right?
It's
So
very totalitarian.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
so, hold on.
Dito, you an interesting dude. Like, you messing me up right now. You messing me up right now because you went.
holding people
you went-
accountable. We gonna
hey.
hold the businesses
Oh,
accountable.
no, not the
My dog
business.
Dito went
No,
from
no.
freedom, let freedom ring to Mussolini on y'all
Nah,
ass.
because it's not going on the business. You putting it on the customer. If you
I
want
got
to eat,
you.
if you
Then
want to
they
eat
get
there, right?
taxed.
We pay.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
we
That's
pay
tough
we
on
pay
it.
6.5% now,
Tough sell.
right?
Yeah, that's
So
tough.
let's just say
Tough sell.
I add another 3.5%, right? So now that 3.5% is going strictly to this healthcare. Now, also on the flip side, you go to the food store, anything in the produce aisle, just to start off with,
Yeah.
tax free.
I get where you're
Right.
going, but that kind of regulation is so far reaching that I'm shocked that you even support it. it's so far reaching. Cause my dog did not want a registry. But now he like tax them chips and them wrap snacks. You are like
Y'all
that's
making me hungry to be
and-
honest.
and-
tough.
and-
I ate before I
See,
came.
the only reason I say that, right, is because at the end of the day, a lot of people that we take care of, that using Medicare and Medicaid,
Yeah.
they can't afford insurance,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
But it's these types of foods that are really cheap, that they pay for, that causes health issues.
For sure.
So therefore, in a sense, they're paying into this.
yeah, no.
I mean, other people buy those foods too, but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this is why I'm saying you pay into it that way. I guess the biggest thing for me is that it's coming out of my paycheck.
Yeah, it
That's my big
It
issue.
is. I
Right?
know that's why you don't want the universal system because it's coming up. But I just wanted to know what you would think when and you clearly already knew that you already paying for it.
Yeah,
They just haven't put a number on it,
I just don't want to.
and
have to
then
pay
they
more.
haven't let you use it.
I just don't want to have to pay more.
No, but
No,
it's not
you-
gonna be more.
Huh?
You're already. It won't be more.
Hold on. If we're going to go to a universal thing,
You
right?
keep saying universal,
It's
like
gonna
I'm,
just-
just a public option.
or
Just a public option.
or an increased version, right?
Just a public option
All right, a public auction.
that we let compete in the market. We're gonna let it compete in the
Which
market.
most likely will
Cause you
win.
know what's gonna happen. Cause you know what's gonna happen. Them premiums gonna drop at State Farm.
Okay,
Them
see,
premiums
okay,
gonna
see,
drop
see,
at
see,
Cigna.
now-
them
They
premiums
gonna have to.
Now-
because
They'll
they
be able
gotta
to
compete with the
with
public
the
option.
Now I didn't understand that. That's what you were meaning when you said
Sure.
a public option.
Yeah.
To say that now.
A government-run public option.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
the
that
government
can
is
compete
not
in the market.
that okay.
Huh?
You're Bernie, bro.
Am I Bernie? Bernie was my guy.
Hey, me too.
Bernie was my guy.
I swore.
He was radical as shit, but he was
But
for the
he-
people.
he was for
I
the
did
people.
I did not agree with everything that Bernie said. 'Cause
Completely.
but Bernie been Bernie for fucking 40 years.
Consistency matters.
Bernie didn't get money until 2016. You can go look this up. Bernie was regular like us until 2016. That's why he was always.
I don't know
He didn't
about
have no. He didn't
I
have no
don't know.
charisma.
I wouldn't
He
say
said the same shit
regular.
over and over
I wouldn't
again.
say regular because he still was a politician making 100 plus. So
That's you know.
But that's painful.
That's reg. Who we
I
comparing
don't,
them to?
I don't
Because
like
we
that.
can't- if we
I
compare
don't
to
know,
other
bro. I don't know what
politicians-
you got. You know, these mics real nice.
Hold on,
I don't know what you.
I think I regular.
Oh
you know?
no! Oh no! What you got? These mics hella nice, bitch. You got that? That look like that iMic. Is that that? I ain't even know Apple made these. When I say regular, I mean in terms of other people in this position.
Oh, okay.
Fair
fair enough. Fair enough.
before 2016, when he really started like catching checks, right? You know, you got to think of his net worth. That was something that was closer to like 400,000 net worth, right? For somebody that had been in Congress since the 90s.
Consistent.
He was just a regular degular. That's what. And again, I know Bernie would go off the deep end on some stuff, and I didn't agree with it all. But when he was for the people,
You gotta
it was for the. And that's why I knew it wasn't gonna work, because we don't.
we don't want what's good for us.
My third grade teacher, Miss Trueheart, if it's one, I know she probably gone. I don't know where this lady at. But I'll never forget her telling me and her were having a discussion, probably about the Revolutionary War, I think, as a matter of fact. And then she spilled into like modern day politics. I'm in the third grade, so I'm 9. Are you 9 in the third grade? Something like that? But I'll never forget her telling me, she was like, just remember, Kejin, clever. She called me clever. She said, just remember, we get what we deserve. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that.
That's some
She
real
said we get what we deserve.
We do.
So the people, so when something like Bernie came along, who was literally radical as hell when it came to some of his stuff, but some of his stuff was literally just for us, right? When I knew
sense.
people would, I was like, people not going to embrace that because they're just not going to, because it's too much. It's too much change for them, even if it's for them, even if it's good for them specifically. They're not going to embrace this because it's
People
just too,
hard-headed.
it's too radical. It's just too radical.
It's kind of like how women always go for the.
Oh yeah, girls love the bad dude, man. They love him. They be like, "Oh my good, no,
Hey.
I'm not."
still love me,
They
dog.
be like, "Nah, I'm chilling with I Am Samson."
We
Hold on,
gonna
I ain't no bad guy.
I'm messing with him. I'm messing with him.
we gonna touch on that real quick, but just let people know where they can find y'all at.
Oh yeah, holla at him, man.
Shoot, man, you can find me on Instagram. I am_Samson. Also, I do have a YouTube channel with one of my homegirls. We cooking reviews. Check us out there.
For sure, for sure. Again, it's your boy Clever Man. You can catch me at the Orlando Improv when I am in town. Currently messing around with some big Bruce doing his thing. Those shows are sold out, but if you're
Damn,
there, they are sold out because they have 50% capacity still. So
Damn, but
get it.
we opened up 100%.
Nah, man,
That's
They
next
ain't
week.
playing with
the
it.
Improv got a little bit of an older crowd. They're not playing around. You can actually find me on Facebook, Comedian Clever. That's spelled with a K, Klever, and on Instagram at whatevers_clever. It look like spam right now, but I'm gonna get some stuff up for y'all soon. Don't worry about it.
Dope.
I got no
We
posts.
thank you for joining us. I'm Detox. You can find me at DetoxUrMind on Instagram. You are, not Y-O-U-R. You can find us at Your Opinion Don't Count _YODC at Instagram, Y_ODC at Twitter, and you could search us on YouTube and Facebook at Your Opinion Don't Count.
Facts. Peace.
Good stuff.
I like